Good day, everyone. You are welcome to the channel of Solo Stitches and Styles, where we make sewing simple. Today, we are going to briefly look into how to cut and sew waistcoat. Waistcoat, what some people call monkey jackets. So, yeah, and earlier on, I show you one measurement. That's the measurement we are going to be using for the waistcoat. You understand? So now, what I'm marking there is 2 inches. I mean 1.5 rather, and that 1.5 is for the button area. Unless I forget, this waistcoat is double breasted waistcoat. So that's why we are using up to 1.5 for the overlapping of button and all that. So that's what I just marked. Unless I forget, the measurement or the marking I'm doing here is just tentative, you know, just a rough sketch of what we need. So after we are through with this phase, we will still do the right measurement, then cut accordingly. But then what I'm doing now is just a tentative measurement. So the shirt of this waistcoat is 40 or thereabout. So that's 40 divided by 4. That's 10. Then with like 1.5 or half an inch, the seam allowance of waistcoat is not always wide, so we don't use more than like half an inch for the seam. And like I said, the measurement we are doing here is tentative, just to get what we are going to cut and all that. And then make sure you put some allowances for the when you are doing this tentative measurement. Take for instance, if your chest is 40, you can add like 1 inch to it, to your 40 divided by 4, that's 10. So you can add like 1 to it to make it 11, plus your seam allowance. Let's say tentatively you can add another 1 inch, so make it 12. That's just like tentative measurement, that's not like the actual measurement. So when you do that, so after you are done with this first stage that I'm doing, after doing some cutting and joining, the all those allowances, the extra measurement we've added would have reduced and all that. But then let's just follow what I'm doing. It's something that is very simple to understand actually, so it's not a big deal. But like I said, the first stage I'm doing here is tentative measurement, not the actual measurement. So just follow.
Hey, it's me.
So like I said, you can see the rough sketch of our measurement on that. And like I told you earlier on, just our tentative measurement. So after marking this, we now cut it out. Just cut it out and cut your hairstay. We can use hairstay or use paper stay and all that for it. So you can see the way I'm cutting mine. I've cut it out and I'm using paper stay for this. So after that, I will now gum my paper stay on the surface. But then it's actually good if you can get, if you have access to hairstay. Hairstay is actually best for this. So yeah, that's it. Just gum it very well, just the way I'm doing. So yeah. And I told you earlier on that there we will go through some cut and joining. So this the first cutting that we are doing, and this cutting can come in various ways. It can be straight, it can be curved, just like I did mine. And the main essence of this is just to give the waistcoat some kind of shape and all that. So after cutting this, we go and join it again. We have to join it back. Just join it back. We still do it on the machine, you will see it. So that's it. I'm joining it back now. Just join it back the way you cut it. Just join it back again. Like I said, the main reason for this is to give the waistcoat shape and all that. Yeah, so after joining, you now open it. Use your iron to open the part that you joined. Use your iron to open it very well. So after opening it, uh, that's when we now do our actual cutting, like the actual cutting of the waistcoat that we want to cut. Yes, you can see that our waistcoat is now taking some form. Yeah, the side that we gum our stay is the front part, and you can see that the back is already there. And the method of cutting it is just like our regular way of cutting native, or you can see that the back part of the waistcoat is, it's overlay by 3 inches. 2.5 inches rather, because our native, our kaftan is always like around 3 inches or 3.5 for the overlay, but for the waistcoat you use like 2.5, 2 inches or 2.5 for the overlay. For the overlay rather. So that's it. And don't forget, earlier on I told us that I told you guys that we the waistcoat we are doing is double breasted waistcoat. So there is this bottom part. The bottom part is 1.5 allowance. So that bottom part will come out more than the back part of the jacket. You can see, if you look very well, you will see that it come out more than the back part of the waistcoat. And the part I'm doing now is the armhole part. Like I said earlier on, just the regular method of cutting our native, that's what we are using. So just get your back. And one important thing is that the back or the shoulder of your waistcoat is not always the way we measure our the back of our waistcoat is not always like the regular native. If your actual back measurement is 17.5, the back of your waistcoat shouldn't be more than 15 inches. So like this one we are cutting down, the back is 15 and all that. So that's that. And the part I'm cutting it, I'm marking is just the chest back. The chest back, the chest part rather. And the chest part, that shape can be in various shape. You can check online. You see various shape of double-breasted waistcoat. So that's that. And you can see me cutting out the shape, like the front part of the waistcoat. um Please, if you've not followed this page, kindly do so. If you've gained anything so far, kindly do well to follow our channel and make it grow the more. And feel free to share and probably recommend the page to the channel rather, to your friends and colleagues.
Hey, it's me.
So I hope you are following what we are doing. And what I'm doing now is to cut the armhole. And just like I said earlier on, the cutting of the armhole is very similar to the cutting of our kaftan or native armhole. So the front part is going to be kind of deep than the back part. You can see what I'm doing there. So, and that's 1 inch deeper than the back part of the armor.
Hey, it's me. Hey, it's me.
Yeah, so after cutting the back and the front, the chest part, you have to measure your length. Like, as you all know, this waistcoat, so the length is always around the belt, the waist part, the belt part, and all that. So the the length of this is like 27 or thereabouts, because the person wearing it is kind of tall. So
Hey, it's me.
So after cutting, you have to mark the back, the front. So after cutting the front, giving the front the shape that you want, you cut the back, and you can see that the back is not always uh, as it does not have the same length with the front. So your back is always like the actual, like around the belt part of the cloth. So it's around the waist part of the cloth. So it's only the front part that is always a kind of long. We have like a bit longer, like lay on the bed part, but the back of the waistcoat is always around the waist part. And you can see that we are giving the waistcoat shape already. You can see that the shape is coming out gradually. Yeah, so, and you can see the seam allowance is is not up to 1 inch. It's not up to 1 inch. And make sure whatever you mark is what you will sew, so that you can have the actual measurement for the waistcoat. So that's it.
Hey, it's me.
So that's just about the cutting of the waistcoat. And kindly subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. Like the video so that more people can see it, so that YouTube can recommend it to more people and all that. And click the bell too, so that for you to be notified when we upload another video. So thank you for watching. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's me.